All right, guys, thank you for joining me tonight. Yes, the Chineses are at it again. Um, how am I late tonight? I'm on time. It's 9 o'clock. Start at 9 o'clock. Though, yes, I have been late often enough, but tonight I'm actually on time. Anyway, Ozark Prepper, thank you for the 5x5. Let's get that 10-minute ritual out of the way, and then we'll get the show started. Yes, tonight I am very low energy. I'm tired, man. Just before one of you fucking assholes say it, I've been burning the candle at both ends. So I think for the next couple of days I have off, so I don't have to worry about it. Anyway, Evolving Media, Sarita, thank you for the 5x5. Christian, Nostradamus, thank you for the 5x5. Greg Giorgio, NJ Prepper, Strawberry, thank you for the 5x5. Rhonda, Alcohol Prepper, Maria, Scott, Renee, thank you for the 5x5. Colt, Wallace, Groundhog, Dan Phillips, thank you for the 5x5. Let's see, sorry. Kathy, Mitch, thank you for the 5x5. Crow, Let's Go, Brian, Our Life, thank you for the 5x5. Master Blaster, what's going on? Gene, Jan, thank you for the 5x5. Dobie, Nomad, thank you for the 5x5. Blind, Demon, Don, thank you for the 5x5. Ryan, Henry, Cat, Lady, thank you for the 5x5. Paula, Lexi, Tom, thank you for the 5x5. Southerner Ghost, thank you for the 5x5. Wooder Dude, Ryan, Moose, thank you for the 5x5. Have a 5-hour energy drink. Incognito, no, thank you for the 5x5. Raccoon, I'm sorry if I said it wrong again. Psoriasis? No. Sersha, yeah, thank you for the 5x5. Bass, thank you for the 5x5. And Amateur Prepper, thank you for the 5x5. Bay, Teddy, Carol, thank you for the 5x5. And Prep to Adapt, Maria Jackson, thank you for the 5x5 on Rumble. And Incognito Prepper, thank you for the 5x5. So, I don't want to take anything that's going to give me any kind of energy. It's been a busy week as far as being at work. A lot of crazy shit happened at work this last couple of days. Where do I start? We had a gas leak that was like the mother of all gas leaks in New York City. So that was a few hours of dealing with that bullshit. Then we had people who, two different women locked themselves out of their apartment, so they needed us to get them in. Then it's all the running around up and down the stairs, the fucking hot bunker gear. All of that adds up, and I was just tired. And I haven't been getting good sleep. I'm going to talk about why I think we're not getting good sleep come Thursday for the doubleheader then. But I actually wasn't even me. The Prepper Revelator, he sent me a bunch of, not links, but screenshots on why we might not be getting enough sleep, or that our sleep is being disrupted. Now, there's a lot of things that I've talked about in the past. I knew that the planet played a role in our sleep, but some of the shit that he pointed out was also space, the sun, the whole 9 yards. Anyway, no, I did not feel the second Jersey earthquake. I wish people would stop asking me that shit. It was a 2.3 or right, a 2.8, whatever it was. I wouldn't have felt it, not at all, right? So the other one was a 3.8 or whatever the hell that was. I didn't feel that bullshit either. Right, it was a 2.7 today. It was a 3.0 yesterday. Sorry, a few days ago. Excuse me. But again, we're going to talk about a lot of mysterious things that are going on the planet that are baffling scientists. We're going to talk about that. I'm going to sit there and say most likely Thursday night. So, yeah, we'll talk about that. I don't sleep with my cell phone. It actually is at the foot of my bed on the charger. I might even start putting it in another room. But I turn my internet off at night, too. So, yeah. Yeah, those are baby quakes. That's the other thing, too. People are like, oh, did you feel... I said, yo, until buildings start collapsing, I don't want to hear about it. Nor do I give a fuck. I think we'll be okay. Granted, like, listen, if anything over a 5, we're probably going to have some collapsed buildings. I wouldn't say all of them, but definitely some collapse. A 6 or 7, New York City is going to be fucking an entirely new landscape. You're going to look at New York City. The skyline's going to change. Let's put it like that. If anything over a 6 or 7. I would venture to say a 5 would knock down a few buildings. Upwards of 6 will level a lot of old buildings. 7 or 8, the entire fucking city of New York is going to look different. All right? So, I heard about the alignment of a planet this week. I'm not sure. Is tomorrow the full moon? I didn't know that. If it is, all right, cool. You know, Mike, the chat keeps freezing up on the on YouTube here. I'm not sure why. It's like constantly a fucking problem on here. Night Templar, thank you for joining us on Rumble. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm not sure why it keeps doing that, but it is. So whatever. I'll deal with it, you know, fucking some other time. It's YouTube, so who gives a shit? Rip Curl. Listen, if that happens in New York City, the world is going to feel it. Yes, thank you, Sarita. It would make sense that the full moon is Saturday, not and Joseph, thank you for pointing it out. Because I just looked at it yesterday, or the other day, it was half a moon. And I remember looking at it and people acting really bizarre that night and going, it's only half a moon. What the fuck is going on? Why are people locking themselves out? And the crazy shit is when people lock themselves out, the 2 ladies that locked themselves out, they were crying. And one lady was a crackhead, right? So she was like putting on the act. She was like crying or like crack tears and shit. They were all dried up and little crack rocks were rolling down her face. And she's like, I locked myself out. So like numerous times we went over to her apartment and she wasn't there. And then she's putting on the crying out. I'm like, the 3rd time she came over and disappeared, I was like, enough with the fucking crocodile tears, please. Enough. You want us to let you in the apartment? She's like, yeah. I said, all right. Be there when we get across the street. I go across the street, she's fucking gone. Last time she shows up is 1 o'clock in the morning. We force the door, and that's that. But, yo, some of the way people live in these apartments, her apartment barely had anything in it, but there was an apartment the other day that I didn't get to go into, but the guys did. And the apartment was, as one of the guys said, unlivable. Somehow, this gentleman was living in that apartment. Now, unlivable to you and I. Skells or crackheads or just shitty individuals, probably. But this guy it looked like half a foot of water in his apartment, right? And he was just sleeping in it with all his water in his apartment. I don't understand how people live like that. I do not understand how people live like shit. Like, I spill water on the floor, and I'm like, oh, and I gotta clean it up. I don't understand it. But anyway, people live like shit, man. And matter of fact, we did a run to a shelter, men's shelter. And I never actually been inside. Like, I've gone inside, we look at the panel, we go, all right, this is where the smoke is, we go upstairs or we don't. But I went upstairs because there was smoke in the building, so we go upstairs to check out where the smoke is coming from, and the guy burned a towel in the middle of the hallway. So I happened to look in one of the rooms, and I go, what the fuck is that? The room was fucked up. The guy looked like he tore out all the stuffing in the mattress. I think there was springs sticking out of the mattress. The room looked like shit, and I'm thinking, all right, this is an EDP. Emotionally disturbed person. So I think to myself, this is the one room. I look in another room, and this guy had, I don't know what the fuck he had in there. I'd be lying if I told you what he had. All I saw was a bike, a wheel, and a chain, and it wasn't together. And his mattress was also ripped up. And I'm like, taxpayer dollars are paying for this shit. These fucking savages and these animals to sit there and rip up their stuff that we pay for, knowing that they're going to get more shit anyway because they're not paying for it. So it's bizarre that the city allows these people to live like that. It's bizarre that the city allows people in homeless shelters to live like that. Live like complete animals. I was staring in this guy's room, and I turned to the people that work there. I'm like, you guys allow this shit? They're like, there's nothing we can do. What are we gonna do? Kick him out? Yes, or hard tie him, something. I don't fucking figure it out. But allowing people to fuck shit up. I mean, granted, they were screwing their own shit up. Some people had torn clothes in there. I didn't like. I was just like, yo, if I fell by accident on that floor, I'd be like, leave me here to die, because that's how badly the floors were. I don't know what was on it. It wasn't the floor I was looking at. It was some other shit, and I was like, yo, if I slip and fall, just leave me here. Doggy guitar. So we don't go to a lot of. There is a lot of hoarders in the city. There's a ton. Matter of fact, quick story. I remember this is when I was a firefighter, but I was working for Cornell Hospital, right? They have an ambulance unit there. And I have to go on and say, a lot of the people that work for Cornell Hospital were fucking scumbags. Let me just get that out there. These fucking bags of shit. Working with certain groups of people in certain fields, they're assholes. Anyway, so me and my partner were working together. We get a call for a guy that's having heart issues. He's having chest pains. Fat guy. Fat, right? Fattest the day is long. We go into his apartment, and this was the neatest and newest hoarder I've ever seen. This guy hoarded new shit, meaning he didn't open anything. He just ordered shit. He had a problem. He would look at a catalog and he would just order shit, right? And he ordered a lot of shit, brand new shit. He ordered women's clothing that his wife didn't wear. He ordered clothing that he couldn't fit into anymore, but he just kept ordering shit. And at that time, this was like almost 15 years ago. At that time, I thought catalogs were out, but apparently they're still in. All right. So he has a pathway to his room, and I shit you not, about that wide. I'm not exaggerating. That was the path to his room. He had shit on both sides. He had a room where he had power drills and all kinds of tools. He had another room that looked like a clothing store. His kitchen had every spice known to man in the kitchen, unopened. All of this stuff was unopened. None of this shit was new. Maria Jackson, he definitely could. None of this. I'm sorry. Everything was new, but it was unopened. He had DVDs stacked yay high, again unopened. He had every catalog known to man in the room with him. No, in the next room over. His room, I shit you not. If I can back up, this is about as far as I can go. I got a weighted vest behind me, whatever. So he's sitting this is his room. If this is the doorway, he's sitting on a doorway in a chair like this, sleeps in the chair, because his bed had DVDs on it, stacked high. New DVDs, unopened, just stacked high. And where he slept was the chair. And I remember looking at the bed and looking at the chair and saying, please don't tell me you sleep in this chair. And he goes, and his wife from out of fucking nowhere, because I think she was buried under half that shit, she just fucking woke up. Yes, he does. And she comes running to the fucking back of the room. He sleeps in that chair. I'm like, how long you been doing this? She said, and I shit you not, 5 years. Sleeping in a chair with all this shit around him. She slept on the couch in the front of the room, in the front of the apartment, excuse me. She slept in the front of the apartment. And everything else, guys, was covered with brand new shit. Stacked yay high. We had to move all of this shit out of the way to get him out, because we couldn't use a stair chair, and he wasn't walking out because he had chest pains. So we had to call the fire department. And this is when I was when I was working for Cornell. We had to call the fire department. We had to move all this shit. It took about 2 hours to get him out of there. And then and then when we put him in the back of the bus, his wife was like, "What should I?" I said, "Sell his fucking shit while he's in the hospital. Sell all this shit." I said, "You're gonna get good money for it." She goes, "You think?" I said, "Even if you sold all of this shit for $5 a piece, you'd make out like bandits." That's how much shit he had in there. They would clear easily. In my head, when I did the math, they would clear easily $100,000 if they sold everything at $5 a piece. Obviously, the power tools they can sell higher, so they would make more money. But he had like every power tool known to man. He had every piece of clothes. It was fucking bizarre. Anyway, that's like the worst hoarding case I've ever seen. As far as new shit goes. As far as old shit goes, I remember going to a fire and having to crawl over shit to get to the fucking fire. And I'm thinking, yo, if this goes sideways, we're fucked. Yeah, he wouldn't be able to breathe laying down. Yeah, again, that was like, do you have to report hoarders? No, we don't. Gene, no, we don't. You know, again, like, you know, it's easy to hoard. I watch people do it. I started doing it, and I started throwing everything out. I'm like, that's not going to be me. I started throwing all my shit out. If I don't use it within a year, it goes in the garbage, whether it's good or not. I don't even bother trying to sell the shit. But yeah, it's easy to become a hoarder. I've been to fires where like you're walking on top of shit. Guys, old school guys, told me they've been to fires where if the ceilings here are about 10 feet tall, right, from floor to ceiling, it's about 10 feet, they were walking on top of shit, crouched down, dragging a line down a hallway that had a 10-foot ceilings, right? So again, and yes, that is a dangerous condition, but there's nothing we can do about it, right? People are able to do what they want to do in the apartment until something bad happens. Yes, I'm hoarding spam. Thank you. Good one. Ha ha ha. But yeah, don't throw your DVD collection away. Why not, Flown Grown? And thank you for the email, by the way, Flown Grown, the other day. Appreciate the email. And why not throw my DVDs? Now, I threw away, I gave away a large quantity of them to this guy downstairs. I had these giant bags of DVDs, and I gave him 2 large bags of DVDs because I'm like, I'm not going to do anything. I have collectibles up here, shit that's not open, but I mean, yeah, I don't see the use in keeping them. And anything that's worthy is going to my grandkids, not my kids. Because fuck those idiots. No, just, it's not worth anything. For your kids, it's not worth anything. For your grandkids or great-grandkids, it'll be worth shit. Collector's items. Sword of Allah. Yeah, collector's items. Supposedly collector's items. Godfather. Stargate. I got 3 different versions of Stargate up there. Saving Private Ryan, unopened. Not Apocalypse Now. Armageddon. The Criterion Edition. Yeah. That's the kind of shit that I hold on to, and maybe it's worth something, maybe it's not. Are CDs worth anything? CDs currently are not worth anything right now. Sorry, I walked that back. Certain CDs are worth, but I don't know what they are. I know that certain movies are. VHS tapes are worth some shit. Depends on the VHS tapes are worth something. If I'm not mistaken, E.T. 1982 unopened is worth a few $1,000s. I think Cinderella or a Disney movie unopened is worth like 20 grand. I forgot which one it was. I think it was the one with Mickey Mouse when he does the magic shit. I think that one. That was worth a lot of money. You go online, you can look them up. VHS tapes that are worth money. They'll tell you which ones are worth it. 100 grand candy. Yes, I have Ratpocalypse special edition. Speaking of special edition movies, guys. War of the World with Ice Cube. Horrible. Entertaining, but horrible. The premise that the aliens wanted the data because that was their food was the dumbest thing I've ever heard. It's still an entertaining movie. Fantasia, thank you. But it's but don't watch it. Like, if it happens to be on, like, oh, this movie, you can watch it, but I wouldn't go out of my way to watch it. It was dumb. Everything was this. Everybody was live streaming each other or zooming each other or FaceTiming each other through the whole movie. It was fucking bizarre. I was like, what is that? I'm going to help my daughter out from here. What? It was bad. Entertaining, but bad. Carolina said, agreed, Jason, disappointed. Yeah, decided not to watch it. Yeah, Christian Prepper, you'll get a kick out of it. I think you'll get a kick out of it. Because, like, I was watching it with my son yesterday. We were like, what the fuck? And then we were like, that was pretty good. Then we were like, what the fuck is that? Oh, okay, that made sense. That was the stupidest thing I ever saw. Oh, that was funny. Like, that's how the movie was. It was back and forth. No, Ice Cube can't act. Ice Cube has 0 range. No range as an actor. He's horrible, you know? Always mad and shit, making a mean face, you know? And then T goes, Ice Cube's a great actor. I hope she's fucking with us. I really do. Because he is a bad actor. He's one of the worst actors out there. Not like, he's not horribly bad. Like, when it's a role for him, it works. But outside of that, man, he's himself in every movie. So it's not real acting. But anyway, we're going to talk about, guys, the new pandemics that I think they're trying to push. So I think they're trying to aggravate us with new problems. I don't know. Listen, I'm not buying into any of this shit until people start dropping like flies left and right. I'm not buying it, man. I'm not buying any of this shit. It's the remake of Red Dawn was horrible too. Stupid. Drinking water, keeping it basic. DMX was a good actor until he died. Okay. All right, whatever. But anyway, so what we're talking about tonight, guys, is the contagious bullshit that they're pushing, the storylines that they're trying to get us to believe in. I don't know, man. It's bizarre shit that they're trying to push. But right now, they have Legionnaires disease here in New York City. It killed 3 people so far. A third person did die today. We'll talk about that a little later. Then they have this disease that's in China that affected 8,000 people. It'll probably hit 10,000 people by the end of tonight or tomorrow morning. But it's called the chikungunya virus. It's a mouthful. Let's just call it the new Chinese virus. 3,000 cases reported last week. No, yes, they're at 8,000 cases this week. It'll probably go to 10,000, but no one's passing away. Again, we'll look into that. We'll look into this virus, if you will, a little later. And then they have the new COVID strain. We'll talk about that as well. Actually, we spoke about it a week ago, if I'm not mistaken. But we'll go over it again. Then, of course, they're pushing RSV and they're pushing the flu. Now, something interesting came out about the flu that we will talk about later tonight. A surprising study for those who took the arm ticket for the flu have a surprise for them. But we'll talk about that a little later because I think I knew it was the case. I knew exactly what was the case. And so, of course, guys, they're still trying to push the arm ticket for Mr. 19. Right? So there is that. And they're going to keep doing that. And they're going to keep lying to us and making shit up. And then you have the Nipah virus, right? You have that one as well. That's also making its round in the news. Again, I think that one is bullshit, but no, not I think it is. It's definite bullshit. But they are already pushing the vaccine for that one, the arm ticket for that one. So they're pushing the arm ticket for that, and people are already getting nervous, and they're carrying on and acting like fucking giant cockheads. All right. So people are like, well, what if it gets away from us? Then what do we do? I don't know. Stay away from everybody else. Again, the mortality rate for the Nipah virus is pretty high. Then, of course, you have Ebola, and then you have the hemorrhagic one. I forgot which one that one was. But you also have that. So I think, guys, listen, take Robitussin. You'll be fine. Whatever you come down with, just take Robitussin. You'll be okay. But yeah, they're definitely going to want us to take the arm ticket for whatever comes out. Okay, did you hear about the Razor virus? A YouTuber that had that shit. Razor virus? Miss Gen X, I'll look it up. I'll look it up now. But no, I didn't hear about it. I haven't heard about the... you know what? I'll look it up now. Hell, why not? There's Razor scooters or phones, but I don't see. Oh, It's part of the Mr. 19 variant. It's called Razor Blade Throat. First article was back in June 19th, and Helplines. I guess it's what it sounds like, right? I'm pretty sure that's what they're getting at. Let's see. And okay, so it's a new version, Nimbus. It's a new version called Nimbus, may cause painful razor blade throat symptoms. The Nimbus version of Mr. 19 is on the rise as many people have reported a painful symptom they're calling razor blade throat. Or just a sore throat. Just say severe sore throat. Stop being a bitch and making shit up. I got razor blades in my throat. Shut up. It's a fucking sore throat, dude. Anyway, if you have a severe sore throat, it's important to get tested to rule out strep throat to avoid severe complications. Yes, strep throat can turn into a bad, like a bad infection, right? So, Mr. 19 precaution like masking, and look at this, ding, 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 getting your arm ticket remains important. So wearing a face covering, and whatever. Okay, so anyway, a newly identified Mr. 19 version called Nimbus is rapidly spreading in the United States, making headlines with a common symptom that's turning heads in examination room. People contracting the Mr. 19 infections are reporting an unusual, tense sore throat described as feeling like swallowing razor blades. I'm going to tell you right now, I do not know what swallowing razor blades feel like, nor do I want to know. But yes, I've had sore throats before, and you know what you do? You gargle with salt water, you gargle with Listerine. Some people say stay away from Listerine, but I use Listerine whenever I had a sore throat, and I was fine the next day. Or you gargle with some Robitussin or Windex, and you'll be fine. Just kidding about the Windex. Please don't fucking go out and do it and say the Angryprepper told me. All right. Some think the symptom dubbed razor blade throat may set this variant apart from earlier versions. However, experts aren't so sure. Sore throats had long been recognized as a Mr. 19 symptom. Early data suggests Nimbus may not cause more severe illness overall, but reports of severe sore throats are raising questions about how the version might differ from its predecessors. Nimbus is more transmittable, but not as severe. According to the World Health Organization, Nimbus, also known as NB181, is a subvariant of the Omicron version of Mr. 19. Yale School of Medicine Assistant Professor Scott Roberts, MD, explained that Nimbus currently accounts for about 1/3 of Mr. 19 cases in the United States. It is more transmittable than the current circulating versions because of several mutations in the spike thing that makes it distinct from others. They're still trying to sell us this shit. Oh boy, whatever, man. They're still trying to sell us this shit. Speaking of selling us shit, I worked with a guy in the firehouse. I haven't worked with him in years. I haven't seen him in 10 years. So I saw him the other day. I was working in a firehouse around here, and we were shooting the shit. And he told me that his wife got stents put in her heart. And I go, really? How old is she? He goes, at the time she was 42, 43. And he goes, I go, did she get the arm ticket? And he goes, listen, man, he looked at me, he goes, I already know. He goes, I know. He goes, I didn't want to get it. She didn't want to get it, but she had to get it for her job. And now she has stents in her heart. And in fact, she got stents in her heart 2 months or 3 months after she got the arm ticket. With that, also, guys, what is it? Veritas, right? Am I saying that right? Veritas? They did an adjusted Veritas. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. But Veris, that medical arm ticket thing that counts people's adverse reactions to the arm ticket, they did an adjustment to their numbers. It was on Joe Rogan. They did an adjustment to their numbers when people weren't paying attention. And according to them, people who have taken the arm ticket and passed away, not sick, not injured, passed away, is at 400,000. They saw within the first months of it, 100,000 people pass away from the arm ticket. They're at 400,000. Again, that was from Joe Rogan. Yeah, Varus. It's the way Daryl Calhoun spelled it. But they did an adjustment while no one was paying attention. I thought that was interesting. And again, not surprised. I wasn't like, oh my God. This is why we said, all of us, not to take the arm ticket. It's exactly the reason. We don't know what's it going to do. We didn't know what it was going to do. Now it's doing some shit, and people are like, oh my God, I shouldn't have taken it. No shit, you shouldn't have taken it. Anyway, guys, the Nimbus version of Mr. 19, less frequent individuals may experience sore throat, headaches, body aches, diarrhea, skin rash, discoloration of fingers or toes. Okay? Red, irritated eyes. Symptoms of strep throat may include sudden fever, sore throat with white patches in your throat, headaches, chills, loss of appetite, swollen lymph nodes, and problems swallowing. That's the razor blade Mr. 19. So, now, what is highly contagious and circulating around the country as we speak, hand, foot, and mouth disease, also known as HFMD, is on the rise in some parts of the U.S. This is highly contagious and is most prevalent among children under the age of 5, but people of all ages can become infected, according to the CDC. In Virginia, Fairfax County Health District has published an alert of 6 HFMD outbreaks earlier this year, mainly affecting kids under the age of 4. The U.S. Virgin Islands Department of Health has confirmed 189 cases of this disease in St. Thomas, including a possible fatal case involving a toddler. Anyway, in March, Pan American Health Organization issued an alert urging member states to strengthen their prevention and control of hand, foot, and mouth disease, especially amongst children, due to their high vulnerability and the risk of serious complication to the nervous system. I thought, is there paralyzation or is there blindness? I thought there was one of the two that was there. Anyway, we're seeing more cases at this time. This lady told Fox News, it is very common infection that is usually mild. The virus that most commonly causes the illness are the Coxsackie and the enterovirus, doctor said. HFMD can be transmitted through viral particles like sneezing, coughing, and or talking. Don't talk to me. People can spread the virus after touching contaminated objects or surfaces. In the case of blistering rashes, fluid from the blister can also spread the virus. It sounds like leprosy. It sounds like a bad case of leprosy. Except for shit's not falling off. The illness is very contagious, so it can spread quickly in daycares and school settings. Person are most contagious during the first few days of the illness, but it can also spread throughout stool for several weeks. It can spread through stool for several weeks. What are we, shitting on each other now? Or maybe because like the mother's changing the kid's diaper and then she rubs it on her face and she goes kisses the husband and then the husband goes cheats on the wife and then fucking gives it to the mistress and then the mistress gives it to the husband and now they all have hand, foot, mouth disease. I can see that happening. Anyway, infant and children can continue to go to daycare and school as long as they have no fever and feeling well enough to drink and participate in activities and have no open lesions or copious drooling when they have a mouth sore. Whoa, that's bad. 2 girls, 1 cup. Yeah, don't start that 2 girl, 1 cup shit. Please don't. Not here. Don't go in. Yes, washing your hand is key, but and you know the crazy shit, guys. As I'm reading these articles, nowhere in the articles do they say, "Hey, wash your hands." They go right to, "Hey, get an arm ticket for it." Like, hey, just wash your hands. Don't fucking rub shit on your face. You know, like those basic things that people shouldn't have to be told, but have to be told. Yeah, those basic things should fucking should be in here in this article, but it's not. The painful mouth sores, blisters, and ulcers can occur on the tongue, gums, and mucous membrane. I guess that's the inside of your mouth. Most people only experience mild illnesses and get better without treatment within 7 to 10 days. People can manage pain and fever with over-the-counter medications. They should also drink plenty of fluids to prevent dehydration. Easy. While complications are rare, the CDC has advised that pregnant women see doctors if they come in contact with anybody with HFMD. Okay, that was fun. Again, more bullshit that they're pushing. Keep hands off face. That's the other thing too, right? Don't start 2 Jews, 1 bagel. Nice one. 2 Jews, 1 bagel. I don't even know. Forget it. Anyway, they said this is to prevent the highly contagious virus. The CDC recommends washing your hands frequently with soap and water. All right, they said it at the end. Obviously, there's no arm ticket to take with this one, right? But they're looking for an arm ticket for everything. So, guys, keep this in mind. Whatever comes next, whatever happens next, they will work on an arm ticket for every single disease out there. And if they can get an arm ticket that won't kill off the entire population, which there is none, or people won't react to right away. I think a lot of these arm tickets, guys, they know that they're going to take people out. But they want to make sure that you don't pass away within the first couple of months. So you scare other people away. Right? They want to delay the reaction. The Mr. 19 arm ticket didn't delay the reaction. A lot of people had adverse side effects almost immediately. My mother was one of them. And the doctor, I can't believe the doctor told her this. After she had her first reaction to the first arm ticket, the doctor said, if you take the next one, it could kill you. He didn't even ease into it. He was just like, you're going to die if you take the next one. So, again, all of this is interesting. And the Nipah virus, I think, is going to be the next one we see. But again, a high mortality rate, you're definitely going to scare enough people to run and take that arm ticket. People are going to be like, yo, I don't want to die like that. I'm going to take the arm ticket. Or a rabies-like symptom that gets people sick, mad. Because in India, people are fucking going at it with rabies. It's bad. And there's a lot of videos. If you type in India rabies people or whatever it is, you'll see a lot of people react to it. Angryprepper, man, thank you for the donation, man. I appreciate it. Appreciate it as always, guys. All donations matter. That rolled off the tongue. All donations matter. No such thing as, too high, too low. They all matter. So anyway, let's see. Where are we now? Legionnaires. Now here in Legionnaires, guys, the Legionnaires disease has put 3 people in the ground. For those that don't know, Legionnaires disease is a serious type of pneumonia caused by the Legionnaires bacteria, which people can contract by inhaling contaminated water vapors. Symptoms typically include coughing, high fever, chills, muscle aches, and it can be life-threatening if not treated promptly with antibiotics. Now, most people who pass away from Legionnaires, for the most part, are elderly people, and they get this problem in senior citizen homes a lot. So here in New York City, I don't know what they're doing with these old people, but a lot of them are getting sick. And so, listen, whatever, it sucks, but such is life. The older I get, the more I hear about people passing away, I'm like, yo, such is life, man. It is what it is. There's not much you can do about it. People dying from fucked up diseases, people fucking doing dumb shit. People doing dumb shit like riding their motorcycle on a wheelie down a highway 90 miles an hour. It sucks, but shit happens. Legionnaires disease outbreak in New York City leaves 3 dead. Nearly 60 people have been diagnosed with the disease since July 25th. The city health department said 2 people. This article's a little old, so I'm adjusting the numbers. 3 people have died. More than 50 have been sickened by the Legionnaires disease cluster in New York City. This was as of August 4th, yesterday. New York City Health Department said 58 people in Central Harlem have been diagnosed with disease since July 25th in these five zip codes. 10027, 10030, 10035, 10037, and neighboring communities. If you're in those zip codes that have demonstrated exposure, then we want you to monitor your symptoms to get a healthcare provider as soon as you can get access to antibiotics, because it is treatable, according to Tony somebody's asshole. Legionnaires disease is a serious form of pneumonia caused by the Legionnaires bacteria, according to the Mayo Clinic. This disease can be treated with antibiotics, but adults over 50 with weakened immune systems and smokers can be most susceptible to complications. Legionnaires is not spread person to person, but rather from breathing in water vapors that contain the Legionella bacteria. I keep saying Legionnaire bacteria. It's Legionella, bacteria, which grows in the warm water, according to the health department. Health officials tested local NYC cooling towers and found Legionnaire bacteria in them. Remediation process for 11 cooling towers with positive results for the bacteria has been completed. That means they cleaned them out. Investigation into the cluster is still going on. So what is Legionnaire's disease? I already told you. It's also a lung infection caused by the Legionella bacteria. According to the Mayo Clinic, if left untreated, you can die. That's pretty much it. What are the symptoms? The first day of symptoms are headaches, muscle aches. This is within the first to 10 days after exposure. Often start with headaches, muscle aches, and or fever reaching 104 or higher. Second and third day symptoms can include coughing, shortness of breath, chest pains, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, confusion, and other mental changes. Alter mental status. What's it called? AMS, right? No one says AMS anymore. That's how old I am. People at high risk for the disease include smokers, those who have weakened immune systems, those who also watch The View and listen to Whoopi Goldberg. There you go, guys. Those with chronic lung conditions, people over the age of 50, that's me in 2 years, are susceptible to this disease. They should seek medical attention as soon as possible. Okay. Did they add another? I think they did. Yes, so if you guys remember the zip codes I read, they added another one. 10039 was the next one they added later in the article. I don't know why. How does Legionnaires spread? Legionnaires spread by way of hot tubs, whirlpools, industrial air conditioning systems, cooling towers, decorative fountains, humidifiers, plumbing systems, hot water tanks, and drinking the water. It's like they're definitely trying to hit all avenues of how you can get sick. It's just amazing. Everything gets you sick, man. Everything. The TV, the internet, food, the water, the air you breathe. Everything. The spritz of water, like it's hot outside, and you're spritzing water in your face. Legionnaires. You're going to die. I thought The View got canceled. I think it did. It's still on. I think they have an end date or some shit. I think. I'm not sure. Speaking of dudes, Brittany Griner, Gravitas, whatever her name is, she's threatening to move to Russia. The very place that detained her. I thought that was interesting. I'm gonna look more into it. I'm hoping that's not a stunt, but a shitty meme. But according to a couple sources, it looks like she wants to move to Russia, the very place that fucking jailed her. If she's backed into a corner, whatever that means. Someone said, I caught tuberculosis in the Philippines, way worth it, I guess. You drink enough vodka, yeah, man, anything will leave your body. She's a he. Yeah, I know. She's definitely, you see what there's a video of her with no shirt on, him with no shirt on. I'm like, that's a dude. There wasn't even any scarring, man. And she's just a dude. She's just a big-ass bitch. The big bitch. All right, guys. So, Moving forward, the Qingpong Ping virus, it's actually called the Chengkung Gongyi virus. That's the name of it. It's a mouthful, so let's just call it the Chinese virus. All right, this virus, which spreads only through the bite of an infected mosquito and is not usually fatal, has spread quickly across more than a dozen cities in the southern Guangdong province, just north of Hong Kong, with almost 3,000 cases reported last week. They're up to 8,000 cases now. Now, again, I'm sorry. In the article, they sit there and go, it is not usually fatal. I am curious as to why they labeled it that way. And then, according to the Baylor College of Medicine, the Qingpong Ping virus is rarely a fatal disease, but joint pain can be severe and debilitating. It typically lasts a few days, although some patients the pain can persist up to several weeks, even months. And there's two species of mosquitoes that it spreads through: yellow fever mosquito and the Asian tiger mosquito. Those are the two that it spreads through. Obviously, we're going to see that here. I could almost bet my bottom dollar that this is going to make its way over here. It's going to be in somebody's fruit or somebody's suitcase, make the trip all the way over here. Big trouble in Little China. Yeah. Death is often fatal. Yeah, it's just the way they try to write it. I'm like, why did they write it that way? But it's not usually you're not going to die from it. It's the bottom line. Is there Mobutu virus yet? Not yet. I'm pretty sure that's coming. Right? The nipple virus is whatever. Let me get to this bullshit. Sorry. All right, so the Qingpong Ping is an infection caused by the Qingpong Ping virus. The disease was identified in 1952 in Tanzania and named based on the Kamadode word of to become contorted. Oh. Kim Kondode, word for becoming contorted. The chikungunya virus has become a global health concern. Now all of a sudden it's a global... I never heard of this virus till today. Now all of a sudden it's a global health concern due to its rapid geographic expansion, recurring outbreaks, the lack of effective antiviral treatments, and potentially to cause high morbidity. What? The chikungunya virus is closely related to the, here we go, the Noing virus. I am pretty sure that's what it says. Noing virus, which shares similar genetic and clinical characteristics. In Guangdong, measures remnants of those used during the Mr. 19 pandemic have been instituted, including requiring all infected patients to remain in hospital quarantine under a mosquito net until they test negative for the virus. This is according to the Chinese news outlet NF News. Authorities are conducting a door-to-door home inspection to ensure the elimination of stagnant water where mosquitoes breed, and those who fail to cooperate can be fined or face criminal charges for obstructing the prevention of the infectious disease group, whatever you want to call them. Listen. Thank you for the doggy guitar. Listen, I'm trying my best to pronunciate this shit, but they are making it really fucking hard tonight. I mean, bad enough I can't pronunciate shit worth a damn anyway, English words. Now I'm trying to speak Chinese. Anyway, so again, of course, you're going to face criminal charges if you don't let them into your home to inspect it. Other precautions taken include introducing giant elephant mosquitoes in the region to hope their larvae will eat the virus-carrying mosquitoes, releasing mosquito-eating fish into local ponds, spray pesticides, and sending out drones with the mission of identifying mosquito breeding sites. That's high-tech drone right there. If they could fly a drone in the air and they could identify mosquito breeding sites, that's some high technology in that shit. Anyway, The chikungunya virus symptoms typically include sudden high fever, severe joint pain, headaches, muscle pain, rash, and fatigue. Symptoms usually appear 2 to 7 days after being bitten by the infected mosquito and can last for a few days to several weeks, even months in some cases. All right, whatever, dude. This is stupid. And of course, they want people to quarantine. Why would you want people to quarantine if it can't spread from person to person? That's the bigger question. Why are they telling people to quarantine if it doesn't spread from person to person? That's doesn't make any sense. So in the new article, they're up to 8,000 people, like I said earlier. Oh, look at this. Okay, so in the article, officials have urged those showing any symptoms to be tested for the virus, and the residents have been ordered to remove stagnant water where the mosquitoes breed from their homes. They are threatened with $1,400 fine if refusing to comply. At least 5 homes had their electricity cut off for not cooperating. No shit. Authorities are using drones to detect potential hotspots of stagnant waters. They shut the electricity off to people who did not cooperate. This is why you do not want a smart home, and you do not want anything in your home connected to the internet that they could shut off. That's crazy. Authorities are There is no known cure for the virus, which has symptoms that can be agonizing, including fever, joint pain, headaches, muscle pain, swelling, rash, according to the CDC. Officials in China said 95% of the patients hospitalized with the virus have been discharged within 7 days, but the infection rate has the region on high alert, with 3,000 cases reported in just under a week. So now that they start reminiscing about the Mr. 19 event, they're like, oh, people don't want to get locked down again. CDC issued a level 2 travel notice for those going to China as the disease continues to spread. Level 2, which tells travelers to practice enhanced precaution, don't know what that means, is a warning scale of 4, with 4 urging people to avoid all travel. The agency has urged American traveling to get... What? I'm sorry. The agency has urged Americans traveling there to get ticketed for the chikungunya virus. These are 2 tickets approved for use against it in the U.S. The current surge began early 2025 with major outbreaks in the same Indian Ocean area. So you mean to tell me they have an ticket for the chikungunya virus, the pow ping 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 virus? They have an ticket for it. It's going to make its way over here. I can all but fucking guarantee it. And obviously they want you to take it here before they get... I don't know. I never even heard of this disease till today, and they have an ticket about it. And again, this disease has been around since 1952. Now, guys, keep in mind, there are viruses all over the place. I mean, there are a lot of viruses. And me being in the medical field, or used to be in the medical field when I was an EMT, we heard about a lot of the viruses, but we only heard about the main players. There's still other viruses out there, guys, that we probably just don't know about, we'll never know about until they rear its ugly head. In fact, they just reanimated 2 worms from the Ice Age. I'm like, what could go wrong? What could go wrong? Mayhem could go wrong. The fact, guys, that they woke or reanimated worms from the Ice Age is bad, because what if those worms have a bacteria we can't do anything about? So again, not looking good. I thought that was the dumbest thing you could ever seen. But again, I'm waiting for an outbreak with that to go. Yes, build your immune system. Do not boost your immune system. Ice Age worms. Yeah. When I read that, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm like, did they not learn anything from any of the fucking movies we watched growing up? Right? Tremors, Inbound. And they were clear. They were almost translucent. It was interesting to look at. Listen, I get it. As a scientist, you look at some shit, you're like, man, we got to see if we could bring this back to life. And then you do, and then the world falls to shit. And then you start thinking about it and going, maybe we should have left well enough alone. Scientists do not know how to leave well enough alone. They just don't. RDW channel, I don't know. I mean, if that happens, a lot of people are screwed. Or you can do what, what's his name, Ralph Fiennes did in 28 years later. You can rub iodine all over your body. That seemed to work for him. That's what kept the zombies away from him. Speaking of, if you see 28 years later, be prepared for fucking zombie dick. And I shit you not, guys, if you look it up on the internet, some of the memes they have are fucking hilarious. But I say that because the scene with the zombie running around was a lot. It was I had enough. I was like, all right, we get it. He's got a big dick. It was fine. But the whole fucking movie, he's running around, things just flopping all over the place. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You could have gave the guy trousers, you know, like something. But nope, they just let it go. And then the baby scene was just like, what the fuck? So, good movie. So no zombie dick for me. It's bad. It was bad. Like the new zombie thing you get, but this zombie was it was insane. It was just insane. And then so like I clicked on a meme and it was a bunch of memes about it. It was just like, and everybody was annoyed. A lot of people were annoyed. They were like, we get it, man. One scene, showing it once, the entire scene just fucking flopping all over the place. like he was off camera, and then they're like, here he comes, and you see his dick flopping like into the frame. What the fuck is going on here? Is this a porn movie or a zombie movie? What the fuck's going on? I was like, holy shit, man. I started laughing because I'm like, I like these motherfuckers. This fucking director think he's slick showing this shit. I was just like, this is fucking bizarre, man. It was a bizarre thing to put in. And it's funny because my son's mother's mother said she didn't like it because there was a lot of naked zombies. I didn't get what she got. I was like, yeah, zombies would be naked. That makes sense. When you see the movie, you're like, you fucking asshole. Motherfucker, man. It was just, it's funny when you think about it now, but when you watch it, I was just annoyed. I was like, what the fuck, man? I was just annoyed by naked zombies. I mean, they were just like, why? You know? They didn't have, you know, like they had titties and shit flopping around. You're like, all right, we get it. You know? But they didn't have a chick with big ass titties running around. That would have been nice. You could have balanced the movie out with a big titty zombie. And I'd have been like, all right. You know? You got zombies with dicks flying all over the place and then this fucking animal running around. I was like, you fucking kidding me? Oh my God. It was bad. It was a good movie, and the storyline was pretty good. The storyline with the mother, that was really good. It actually tackled something that the prepper community talks about all the time, as far as people getting sick, and it was pretty good. Rhonda, thank you for the heads up. It was really good in that regard and how they handled it. But outside of that, man, fucking, you know, just the dick scene, man, it was a lot. It was a lot. They could have showed it like once or twice. You would have been done by the 13th scene. You were like, enough already. Holy shit. You were just like where was a Dolly Parton zombie? You know, running around titties and shit. That would have been cool. You could have balanced it out with that. No. What's the name of it? What's the name of what? The movie or the fucking dick zombie? Because the name of the movie is called 28 Years Later. It was, again, good movie. But you got to look up the memes. You got to look up the memes. They're fucking hilarious, man. There's a Simpson one that's really fucking funny. But, yeah. You were just like, all right, already. And again, like, the naked zombies, even they got annoying after a while. You're just like, all right. And you get it why they were naked, you know? You porn freak. You get it why they were naked. And I was like, all right, that makes sense. But, you know, for the argument's sake, man, come on, you know? World War D. That's exactly what it was, man. It was just like, but the baby scene, that was crazy. You know, when you get to that point of the movie, you're gonna be like, and there was, And the movie stitched it all together with one statement Ralph Fiennes made. And you were like, it bridged everything together when he made that one statement about the baby, that is. But it's pretty cool. You could definitely wait for it to lower in price. It's like $20 now, I think it is. But like, you know, or rent it when it comes out in a couple weeks. But it's good. It's a good, entertaining movie. I gotta watch 40 Acres. I haven't been able to watch that yet. I don't have work tomorrow, so I might watch it tonight. It was definitely Naked and Afraid, because the zombie was naked and the people running around for him were very afraid. Very, very naked and afraidish. And the fucking zombie was huge. She was like a fucking ginormous fucking beast of a man. Fucking running around, just flopping all over the place. Anyway, with that being said, guys, I'm going off the air. I'll see some of you guys on the Angry Truth channel. I will have a Wednesday midweek report tomorrow morning. Other than that, guys, thank you for joining me. Appreciate it as always. And yeah, Angry Film Critic. I got to get a script ready for the Angry Film Critic, but I do want to bring it back. I haven't done anything since November of 2024. Again, that's when all that shit happened. But anyway, guys, see you with some of you in the Angry Truth. See the rest of you guys Thursday night for the doubleheader. Thank you. And Streetwise says 40 Acres was okay. That's what I'm getting. A lot of people saying it was all right, it was good. No one was saying it was great. All right, guys. See some of you later.